how they feel about Trump, and that's fine. But when it comes down to business, women lie, men lie, numbers don't.
Numbers
The
don't.
way it was ran, obviously at the time, it just makes sense. So I do think that the leadership has done a terrible job of running the country. Biden, I'm not a fan of at all. And I think that a lot of his decisions has caused not only the interest rates going out the roof, but now, I mean, obviously, I don't know if you guys have even paid attention, a lot of people don't even, the value of the dollar is dropping substantially.
So we're going to start off with what we were talking about, housing prices now versus under Trump. Under Trump. So if you guys are just tuning in, we have with us real estate broker Corey Brown of Core Principles Real Estate Group here in Maryland. He's going to, talk to us about issues and challenges that buyers and sellers are going through right now in this turbulent market. Thank you so much for joining us. So we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to ask you my question again, just in case you guys, I'm sure you couldn't hear us before. What are the interest rates today versus about 4 or 5 years ago under the Trump administration, and how is that affecting buying and selling on the market?
Sure. So last I checked, and I check once a week. I actually checked yesterday. Interest rates right now between 7.8, 7.9, 8%, which is really, really high. Again, last I checked, I think that this is the highest been since the 80s, since the actual recession. 4 years ago, we were around 3.9, 4%, which, as I said before, the biggest problem is it takes the housing price, your mortgage, at an astronomical point. I'll give an example just to make it make sense. So if you buy a $250,000 house at a 3.9, 3%, your monthly mortgage could be around $1,200. Well, give or take a little less, right? With taxes, insurance, $1,200. Right now, you could easily be at like $2,200. Between $2,000 and $2,200. So if you look at it from an economical standpoint, if your neighbor bought their house, say 4 years ago, and obviously he was talking, we have a friend in that area, and my mortgage is $1,300. Like, oh well, I rent and it's $1,600, so I'll buy a house and I'll have a less, monthly payment, and I'll own the home. This is a fantastic idea. You decide to do it 4 years later, which is now 2023. You have a now mortgage you're looking at when you get the HUD one back at $2,000, $2,200. It's like, wow, and if the property house value is relatively the same, it doesn't make sense because now you're at almost double the price. So it does hurt. It is a big change, and hence the reason why the inventory is relatively low. People can't really afford to qualify because the incomes aren't matching the income. I mean, your income isn't matching the increase in the rates, unfortunately. So,
Shelley?
So thanks again, Corey, for hanging out with us.
So I asked you about the political/economic economy, or does it matter when
Whoever is in office, does that affect the political and economic ability for consumers to purchase house, things like that? How you were telling us about that a little bit.
It does. As I said before, leadership always plays a major part in the way the market, the ebbs and flows, right? All of the changes come from leadership, and that's even in business, right? Good or bad. So because of the administration we have now, and a lot of people, I'm more of a middle of the road type of guy when it comes to politics, but I do like Trump. And the reason why is because he ran the country like a business. And obviously a lot of the things that's going on now didn't happen. Now everybody feels how they feel about Trump, and that's fine. But when it comes down to business, women lie, men lie, numbers don't.
Numbers
The
don't.
way it was ran, obviously at the time, it just makes sense. So I do think that the leadership has done a terrible job of running the country. Biden, I'm not a fan of at all. And I think that a lot of his decisions has caused not only the interest rates going out the roof. But now, I mean, obviously, I don't know if you guys have even paid attention. A lot of people don't even, the value of the dollar is dropping.